Good morning, students. Today we'll discuss about the first order high pass filter. So in the last class we have seen the first order low pass filter as well as the second order low pass filter, and we have seen what is the advantage of increasing the order of the filter also. Okay. So here we are studying about the first order high pass active filters. High pass active filters. What are the filters we are studying under the filters concept? Those are the active filters. We are not studying about the passive filters. Okay. So as I told you that we can configure means we can design the filters with the help of the resistor capacitor combination or with the help of the resistor and inductor combination. And we have seen that if we are taking the output across the capacitor, then the filter is acting as a low pass filter. Means when you are taking the RC circuit, and in that RC circuit if you are taking the output across the capacitor by placing the capacitor in the load position, then it is acting as a low pass filter. If you are placing the resistor in the load position and capacitor in the normal position in the series order, then the filter is acting as a high pass filter. So here we are having the high pass filter, the first order high pass filter. So that way it is an active filter. Okay. So here we are having the RC combination, right? So this RC combination is acting as a high pass filter. This RC combination is acting as a high pass filter, and in order to configure this particular filter, which is acting as a passive filter, actually, in order to bring this one into the active format, I'm just using one active element, which is nothing but the op amp, which we have seen in the last class, right? So here in previously in the low pass filter case, we took the capacitor over here and we took the output across the capacitor. But in this case, we are supposed to take the output across the a resistor. If you are taking the output across the resistor, then it is acting as a means the filter is configured as a high pass filter. The filter is configured as a high pass filter. As we know that the resistors R1 and R2, are acting as a feedback elements, and V0 is the output voltage, and RL is nothing but the load resistance. Okay. So let us go for the analyzing process. So again, in order to calculate the output of the first order high pass filter, similar to the previous class, again we are supposed to calculate the voltage at the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. As I told you that if you are giving the input voltage to the positive terminal of the op amp, that is nothing but the non-inverting terminal, then I can say that the filter is configured under the non-inverting mode. Okay, non-inverting mode. Okay. So here we are interested to calculate the V0. Now when you would like to calculate the output voltage of this particular filter circuit, then you are supposed to know the what is the input voltage at the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. Further, what we are supposed to do, again we are supposed to apply the voltage division rule to this particular loop. In this loop we are having the three components like V in, C, R. Okay. So here V1 is nothing. V1 is nothing but the voltage at the non-inverting terminal. This voltage is nothing but voltage drop across the across the resistor. This voltage V1 is nothing but the voltage drop across the resistor. Voltage drop across the resistor. Voltage drop across the resistor. Okay. Now, so here in order to calculate the V1, as I told you that we should apply the what is that voltage division rule. We should apply the voltage division rule. So I'm applying the voltage division rule. So based on the voltage division rule, the V1 is equals to the ZR by ZR plus ZC into Vn. ZR plus ZC into Vn, because we are interested to calculate the voltage drop across the resistor. So by substituting the impedance values in this equation, you will get the R by R plus 1 by j omega c into Vn after doing some mathematical calculations. So means of in the denominator we are having the one term as a 1 by j omega c. Now you are taking the LCM for this particular denominator. Then after taking the LCM you will get the j omega c as a denominator, and j omega c will goes to the numerator of this particular equation. So that's why we are getting the equation as a z r omega c by z r omega c plus 1 into Vn. So as we know that W is the angular frequency, we can replace that one with the linear frequency with 2 pi f. So V1 equals to the j 2 pi f Rc by 1 plus j 2 pi f Rc into Vn. But we know that Rc is nothing but the time constant. Na? So in order to rewrite the equation in other format, in the cutoff frequency format, what I am doing is I am introducing before that let us go back. So here V1 is nothing but the J2 pi of RC by 1 plus J2 pi of RC into Vn, right? This is the voltage at the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. Voltage at the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. But we are interested to calculate the V0 now, which is nothing but output voltage now. So output voltage, in order to calculate the output voltage when the op amp is configured under the non-inverting mode, then the formula is, as we know, that V0 equals to the 1 plus Rf by 1 plus Rf by R1 into V1. V1 is nothing but the input voltage at the non-inverting terminal. So as we know that the V1 is nothing but J2 pi of RC, means we are simply substituting the V1 value which we have seen in the last slide. So after substituting this one, in order to avoid the complexity, I am assuming this 1 plus Rf by R1 as a pass band gain as a one parameter called as a AF. AF is equals to the 1 plus Rf by R1. So I am rewriting this equation, AF into J2 pi of RC by 1 plus J2 pi of RC. 1 plus J2 pi of RC. Again I am rewriting this equation. So in this equation I am bringing the 2 pi RC in the what is that denominator format by assuming the FL equals to the, means FL is equals to the 1 by 2 pi RC. As I told you that RC is nothing but the time constant, reciprocal of the RC is nothing but the frequency, means 1 by T is nothing but the frequency only. So that's why I am assuming this term 1 by 2 pi RC as a FL, which is nothing but the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. Low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter means which this particular FL is showing from where exactly the frequency components, from which frequency component onwards the input signal is accepted by the high pass filter, that is indicated with the help of the FL. Okay, FL equals to 1 by 2 pi RC. I am substituting the FL over here. Okay. So if you are substituting the FL over here, you will get back the previous equation only. So that's why I am writing this equation in terms of the FL format. AF into J F by FL whole by 1 plus J F by FL. Okay. Now if I am taking the modulus, see, we are interested in what more? We are interested in calculating the gain of the filter. So yeah, when you are interested to calculate the gain of the filter, obviously you are supposed to take the ratio between the output voltage by the input voltage. So here we are having the V in, so I am bringing the V into the left side. So obviously it becomes the denominator. So V0 by Vn equals to the AF into J F by FL whole by 1 plus J F by FL. Okay. Now we are interested in calculating the gain, but when you are trying to calculate the gain, you are not supposed to have the equation in terms of the imaginary format. In order to avoid the imaginary terms, what I am doing is I am simply applying the modulus to this particular equation. If I am applying the modulus to this particular equation, we are going to get will get this particular V0 by Vn equals to modulus of V0 by Vn equals to the AF of F by FL, because it is a just like a 0 plus IB. 0 plus IB. Modulus of 0 plus IB is nothing but the square root of 0 square plus B square, but 0 is nothing but the 0 only. B square is nothing but the B square root gets cancelled, so it is a B only. So that's why we are getting this particular term as a F by FL. Okay, because we are applying the modulus sign. In the denominator, as we are having the two terms in the denominator, then we will get the square root of A square plus B square type formula. Okay, if you apply that one, you will get this particular equation. Okay, so this is the gain of the high pass filter, that is a first order high pass filter. Why we are calling it as a first order high pass filter? Because we are taking only the R and C, means only one resistor and one capacitor. Using the one resistor capacitor, we are constructing the filter. So that's why it is a first order high pass filter, as we know that. Okay. So now, in order to realize whether this particular circuit is a first order circuit or whether this particular circuit is acting as a high pass filter or not, again I am concentrating on the final equation of my circuit. And I would like to take the different values for the input signal frequency and substitute that one in this equation, so that we will come to know that whether this particular circuit is acting as a high pass filter or not. So similar to the previous one, I am rewriting the same equation what we are having over here in the next slide. So here I am having the gain of the filter, which is a V0 by Vn equals to the F into F by FL whole by square root of 1 plus F by FL whole square. Okay. So here we know that AF is nothing but the pass band gain, F is nothing but the input signal frequency, FL is nothing but the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. In case of the low pass filter, we are having the high cutoff frequency, means what is the maximum frequency component which is acceptable by the low pass filter. Okay, now which is acceptable by the low pass filter. In case of the high pass filter, what is the minimum frequency component which is accepted by the microprocessor, which is accepted by the, sorry, I always keep on explaining the microprocessor, so the word comes like that. Okay, so here we are having the FL na. So high pass filter, FL is indicating the from which frequency onwards the high pass filter will accept the input signal frequencies, that is indicated with the FL. FL is nothing but the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. Low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. As we know that V naught by Vn is nothing but it is the gain of the high pass filter. Gain of the high pass filter. As usual, just like the first order filter, means in the low pass filter case, in the high pass filter also we have the same we are having the same conclusion points. Okay, so here I would like to know whether this filter is acting as a high pass filter or not. What I am doing is I am substituting the f value, means I am assuming the input signal frequency is less than the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. So if I am substituting this value, if the f is less than the fl, as we know that this is very small parameter, because the fl is the more and it is there in the denominator, obviously we get the fractional value. Here also same thing, we are getting the fractional value, so this entire thing will become the what is that, almost 1. Okay, because it is a fractional value squaring of that, it is going to it will become the a small value, and adding that very small value to the 1 is not going to affect much. So I am assuming this one as a 1. Square root of 1 is nothing but the 1. So this one is already a very small value, because fl is greater than the f, or f is less than the f. Okay, so in two ways we can take the explanation, right? So because of that, the gain is what will happen, the gain is less. Okay, when you are taking the f by fl, then the gain is less. But if you keep on increasing the f value, if you keep on increasing the f value, what will happen? If the f is keep on increasing, initially f is less than fl, and if the f is keep on increasing, as f is increasing means the numerator is increasing, so obviously this gain will get increased. So means when the f is less than the fl, the accepting the signal, that is the gain of the filter, is small, and it starts increasing. Okay, the gain will start increasing. Okay, if the f equals to the input signal frequency is equals to the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter, then what will happen? The gain becomes AF by root 2 times, because f equals to the FL. Simply substitute this equation, simply substitute this value in this equation. So obviously you will get the AF by root 2, which is nothing but the 0.707 AF. Means at when the input signal frequency equals to the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter, at that point the gain of the filter is 0.70 times the AF. Now if f is more greater than fn, third assumption, if input signal frequency is very much greater than the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter, so if you take like that, then simply concentrate on this equation, substitute the f is greater than fl value in this equation. What will happen? So f is greater than fl, f is greater than fl means it is some big value. Okay, it is some value, right? So f by fl is some value, and here we are having in the denominator f is greater than the fl na, so obviously this factor will be more. So adding plus 1 to the big value, this particular big value, then it is not going to affect that much. So it will not affect this particular denominator that much. So what I will do is I'll take this, I'll remove, I'll eliminate the 1. Okay, I'll eliminate the 1, and because f by fl is more greater value. Okay, more greater value, adding plus 1 to this particular high value will not affect this result much. So I'm assuming that this entire denominator is f by fl whole square, approximately equals to the f by fl whole square. So here it is a square root of f by fl whole square na. This square and this square root will get cancelled. So obviously f by fl is there na. So once these two square root and the square gets cancelled, we are having the f by fl. So f by fl is in the numerator also we have the f by fl. So these two terms will get cancelled. So once these two terms gets cancelled, then obviously the gain of the filter becomes the AF, which is a constant. Okay. So means when f is greater than fl, V naught by Vn equals to the AF. Which is indicating the pass band gain of the filter. So when the input signal frequency is less than the low cutoff frequency, at that time the gain is a small value. Okay, the gain of the filter is small value. When the F is equals to the FL, means the input signal frequency is equals to the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. Then this one is increased to the 0.70 times the AF. This gain is increased to the 0.707 times the AF. Before that, it is very less, but at cutoff frequency, it is increased to the 0.707 AF. Okay, 0.707 times the AF. Now, once the input signal frequency is very much greater than the low cutoff frequency, then the gain of the filter is increased and stabilized to the value AF. Okay, increase and stabilize. We will get that particular AF as a constant. It is the gain is a constant throughout the frequency components. Means after you cross the low cutoff frequency, and after some time it is giving the stable response. So based on these three comments, I can say that whatever the equation we got from this particular circuit is satisfying the high pass filter, ideal high pass filter characteristics. Ideal high pass filter characteristics. So that's why I can say that this particular filter is a high pass filter. This particular filter is a high pass filter, and also I can comment that this particular filter is a first order high pass filter. Okay, there are two ways are there to explain whether the order of the system is first order or second order. So for that we are supposed to take the control system concept. So in the denominator, if you are having the means in the denominator, when you are taking the control system, obviously the parameters are applied with the Laplace transformation. When you are applying the Laplace transformation, you will get the 1 by Cs. C is replaced with 1 by Cs. 1 by Cs or SC, whatever the term you are taking. Okay. So in that one, denominator becomes a second order equation. So that's why I can say that it's a second order filter. If we get only one S component, then it's a first order filter. So obviously we have only one CNA. So that's why this particular filter is a first order high pass filter. First order active high pass filter. First order active high pass filter. Okay. So the bottom one is indicating the graph of our first order high pass filter. Okay. So as I told you that from these 3 points, when F is less than FL, means when the input signal frequency is less than the cutoff frequency, then the gain of the filter is keep on started increasing. Means as the frequency is increasing, the gain is increasing. But at F equals to the FL, it is a 0.707 times the AF, and after FL and after some frequency components, it is giving this particular filter is giving the stable gain. So these characteristics, what are the characteristics we are seeing over here? These characteristics, these are the practical characteristics. Ideal characteristics means we are having the shortcut which we have seen in the last class. Okay, and I'll show that one also one more time. So here, this is the what is that graph representation of the first order high pass filter. Graph representation of the first order high pass filter. Again, I can comment that if you are having only the graph and they have not given the they have not given the resistor value and the capacitor value, and they have asked you to calculate the cutoff frequency of your high pass filter, then what is the scenario? At what point? As I told you that first you should know what is the AF value, that's the pass band gain of that particular filter, and that if that particular pass band gain is at 1 by root 2 times, draw one perpendicular line onto the curve and draw one more perpendicular line onto the x-axis, so that you will get the at what point this particular perpendicular line touching on the x-axis, that is your cutoff frequency. Okay, as I told you in the last class. Okay, if we are not having the R and C values and they have given only the graph and asking you to calculate the low cutoff frequency or the cutoff frequency of a particular filter, but that may be the low cutoff or the high cutoff, And I told you one more point that in some of the textbooks they will explain that at what point. Previously it is the reduction mark. In the first order filters it is a reduction. In the low pass filters case, the gain reduction, but in the high pass filter case, the gain increment. Okay, the gain increment. It is not the reduction. If you see this one, it is a minus 20 decibels per decade for the first order. It is a plus 20 decibels per decade. Means the gain of the filter is keep on increasing by 20 decibel for every decade change in the input signal frequency. Means for every 10 times the input signal frequency, the gain of the filter is increased by 20 decibel. Okay, now 20 decibel. Okay, so previously it is a reduction, but in this case it is a increment. Okay, so this is what we are having the with respect to the ideal practical characteristics. If you want, you can see the ideal characteristics also. Ideal characteristics I have shown you over here now. So as I told you that if you are taking the first order low pass filter, if you are taking the first order low pass, yeah, if you are taking the first order low pass filter, this is the response of the first order low pass filter. If you are taking the second order low pass filter, means what is the use of increasing the order of the filter? Increasing the order of the filter is nothing but accepting the avoiding the unwanted signal. Accepting the unwanted signal means when you are taking the normal filter, that filter is accepting so many unwanted signals. Okay, in order to avoid that one, what we are doing is we are increasing the order of the filter. As we are increasing the order of the filter, whatever the frequency components which are there outside the cutoff frequency of that particular filter, they will reduce. Okay, they will get reduced. So this is indicating the first order low pass filter. So it is indicating the first order low pass filter response, and this one is indicating the second order low pass filter response. So here the gain is increased by 20 decibel per decade, but here the gain is increased by 40 decibels per decade. And we know that if you are increasing the order to the third one, then obviously it is a plus 60 decibels per decade. Okay, so previously it is a negative, negative, negative. Negative means a reduction, positive means increment. Okay, so here the plus 60 decibels per decade. Okay, means actually in terms of the control system, it is a adding one more pole. Okay, adding one more pole. That is what the concept actually. So for every one pole, we are having the 20 decibel decay. So if we are having the two poles, it is a 40 decibels decay. If we are having the three poles, it is a three poles, it is a 60 decibel per decay. Okay, 60 decibel per decay. Okay, so it is indicating. If you see this particular graph, for the first order filter, first order high pass filter, so many frequency components are accepted by the filter before the cutoff frequency, before the low cutoff frequency. If you take the second order filter, only a less amount of frequency components are accepted before the cutoff frequency by the high pass filter. So if you take the third one, if you take the third order filter, then compared to the first order, second order, so many frequency components are nullified by the filter and accepted by the filter, which is a third order filter. Means if you are increasing the order of the system, then accepting the unwanted signal ratio will also get reduced. Okay, now so but you can't keep on increase the order, as we know that the complexity of the circuit will get increased. And one more point, that you can't get the ideal characteristics. So if you see this one, this solid line, whatever the solid line we are having over here, it is indicating the ideal characteristics graph for the high pass filter. So here we are having it is indicating the ideal characteristics of the high pass filter. We are expecting the sharp cut, means before the cutoff frequency, we should not have any frequency components. We should not accept any frequency components, but here they are accepted. Okay, and one more point is that it is whenever there is an increment, so to the final value, as I told you that how we can calculate the cutoff frequency for the high pass filter, by concentrating on the decibels format. Also we have the decibel format as well as a normal gain values, now normal numerical values. You can take the normal graph or the decibel graph. Okay, so this is what we are having. Now we'll go for high pass filter, right? Now we are interested in checking the second order high pass filter. What is the use of the order of increasing the order of the filter? To avoid the accepting unwanted signal. Okay, now to improve the accepting of unwanted signals. Okay, so for that we are increasing the order of the filter. So this is the second order high pass filter, because I am taking the output across the resistor. As I told you that I am having the two pairs of RC elements, C2, C3, R2, R3, and this one is acting as this particular term this particular diagram, this particular part is acting as a second order high pass filter, and this one is acting as a, as we know that it is acting as a feedback element, and we are taking the output across over here. Okay, output across over here. In order to realize the concept over here, what we are supposed to do means it is a complex circuit now. What we are having on the screen is a complex circuit. So when you are having the complex circuit, remember ma, when we are having one circuit or one equation in electronics, especially when we are having one circuit or one equation in the complex form, and that too, that equation or the diagram taken in the time domain, in order to simplify that particular circuit analysis, in order to analyze that particular circuit, whatever the components which are represented in the time domain format, they should be represented into the they should be converted into the frequency format, frequency domain. Means when we are coming across the complex equations or complex circuit analysis, better to convert your time domain equation or time domain components into the frequency domain component. Once you analyze everything about that particular equation or the circuit, again bring back that frequency domain equation into the time domain. Okay, in order to convert the time domain equation into the frequency domain, to resolve the complex circuit or complex equations, we are applying the Laplace transformation. Laplace transformation is nothing but translating your time domain equation into the frequency domain, or translating your time domain elements into the frequency domain elements. Okay, once you analyze the complete one, and finally once you get the final equation in the frequency domain, in order to convert that particular frequency response or frequency equation into the time domain, apply the inverse Laplace transformation. Okay, now apply the inverse Laplace transformation. Again, the equation will get back into the time domain. Okay, so that is what the importance of applying the Laplace transformation. Here we are having the circuit diagram, which is a little bit complex one to analyze, because first we should concentrate on what is the input voltage at the non-inverting terminal and all those things. So to avoid the complexity, what you do is I'm having the, I think I told you that I'll send some snapshots for you for the second order low pass filter. Same thing is there for the second order high pass filter also. So what you are supposed to do means, after realizing this after bringing this entire terms into the frequency domain, then only you are able to calculate the voltage at the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. After that, you will get the V0 by Vin. That is the gain of the second order high pass filter. So in short, I am giving the final equation for the gain of the high pass filter. Okay, now for the gain of the high pass filter. So this is the equation for calculating the gain of the second order high pass filter. So it is a V0 by Vn equals to the AF by square root of 1 plus FL by FL, FL by F whole to the power of 4. So here the FL is nothing but the low cutoff frequency of the second order filter, and which is nothing but 1 by 2 pi square root of R2 R3 C2 C3. So this is about the second order high pass filter. Okay, so we have seen the first order filter as well as we have seen the second order filters. That too, first order low pass filter, second order low pass filter, first order high pass filter, second order high pass filter. Now we will see in the next slide, we will see the other types of filters, like a band pass filter, band stop filter, and all pass filter. Remember ma, band pass filter means whatever the rest of the filters which we will see, all those filters are constructed with the help of the high pass and low pass filters only. So that's why if you are having any confusion regarding the first order low pass filter and the whether it is a first order or second order, where if you are having any doubts or any questions regarding the low pass filter and the high pass filter, you better to let me know in the group. Okay, because the band pass filters, band stop filter, or the band reject filters are constructed with the help of the low pass and high pass filters only. That too, they are constructed with the help of the first order low pass filter, first order high pass filter. Okay, first order low pass filter and the first order high pass filter. Okay, so before going to the what is that next concept, like band pass filters, band pass filters. So yeah, this is the explanation. We have seen that one, right? So if you are increasing the order of the high pass filter, just like the low pass filter, if you are increasing the order, then the number of frequency components, which are means unwanted signal components, will get reduced. Accepting the unwanted signal component ratio, you will get reduced by increasing the order of the filter. Okay, so now what we do is, before going to the band pass filter, let me concentrate on some ideal characteristics diagram. We have seen this one, right? In the last in the previous classes, we have seen this, right? So simply focus on, because I would like to show how exactly the band pass filter is constructed, a circuit diagram. Okay, so if you see this one, if you see this particular what we say, the graph which is indicating the band pass filter ideal characteristics graph, band pass filter ideal characteristics graph. In this graph, what we are having, a band of frequencies are accepted by the filter, and other frequency components other than this band, the other frequency components or the other frequency bands are eliminated or suppressed by the band pass filter. So from 0 to WL, these are suppressed band frequency components, and after the WH also, these are the suppressed frequency band. In order to get the response like this for a band pass filter, what you are supposed to do means, you are supposed to what we say, make use of the high pass filter followed by the low pass filter. Means by using the first order low pass filter and first order high pass filter, we can get the band pass filter response. Or I can say that high pass and low pass filters are connected in such a way that they will give the these characteristics. They will give the these characteristics. If you see this diagram, if you see this diagram, we are having the omega naught na. So otherwise, I'll take one simple graph for you for your convenient. I'll take the red for. I'm just taking the axes. I'm assuming it as a x-axis. If you want more specific with the arrows, it is a x-axis. So it is a y-axis and it is a x-axis. Okay. So we know that. What is the response of the high pass filter? What is the response of the low pass filter? Let me take the low pass filter. Wait a minute. I'll remove this because I would like to draw the complete one. But so here it is a gain, it is a frequency. So first I am taking the high pass filter now. High pass filter response. High pass filter response. It looks like this. The pen is not good, so it looks like this, right? So next I'll take the also, as we know this. Okay, let me change the color for more analysis. So as we know that it is a low cutoff frequency FL. Okay, if you want I can take the FL. FL is a frequency FL. Better to take the capital F and small f. Got this one. Okay, it is a cutoff frequency. Reducing the font size is not good. So it is a low cutoff frequency. Okay, next. Okay, this is a gain and this is a frequency. This is a high pass filter, right? So I'm taking the low pass filter now. Low pass filter. Okay, I'll go with the red only. Low pass filter means first it starts with some constant gain. After that it will reduce the frequency components. So as we know that what we say, so we'll take this one as a cutoff frequency for the no. The pen is not supporting well. Okay, this is a cutoff frequency. Okay, so we can say that it is a high cutoff frequency of the low pass filter. High cutoff frequency of the low pass filter. FH. Okay. Now what I'll do is, if you add this one, it is a high pass filter. This one is a high pass filter. This one is a low pass filter response. If you are connecting the high pass filter and the low pass filter in such a way that if you combine these two filters response, means I'll take one straight line from the cutoff frequency of this one straight line, and another straight line from here, because it is a cutoff. I'm drawing one straight line from the cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. I'm taking the one more straight line from the cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. Okay. After that, here we are having the gain. I'm drawing one more line over here. If you see this one, this entire part, whatever the part we are having, this entire part, it looks like what, ma? The band pass filter only, na? Okay, the band pass filter only. Means this frequency becomes a, what is that? Let me take the blue, which is not appearing properly. Okay, so here we are having this is the cutoff frequency, na? This is nothing but it is a FL, right? FL. This is a FL. So if you see this one, this will become the, what is that? This entire thing from here to here. This entire thing is giving some constant gain. If you concentrate on this one, so as per high pass filter, the frequency components before the FL should not be accepted. After the as per the low pass filter, the frequency component after the FL should not be accepted. So the frequency components between these two should get accepted. Then I can say that it is a what is that? It is a band pass filter. It is a band pass filter. Okay, means if you are cascading the high pass filter and low pass filter in perfect manner, then you will get the band pass filter. But whatever the high pass filter, low pass filter we are choosing, we should follow one condition in such a way that the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter, should be less than the high cutoff frequency of the low pass filter. Okay, low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter should be less than the high cutoff frequency of the low pass filter. Then only it will act as a means. Then only the low pass high pass filter circuit combination will use the band pass filter response. Are we clear? See here. So let's go to our the band pass filter concept. Okay. So band pass filter is nothing but it is a combination of the low pass and the high pass filter. Now let us go for, it is a band pass filter. So when you are taking the band pass filter, there are two types of band pass filters. The particular clarification means the classification based on what the band pass filters are divided into two types is nothing but it is based on the figure of merit of your filter. Okay, figure of merit of your filter. Okay, figure of merit is nothing but it is a selectivity or sensitivity of the band pass filter. How effectively the band pass filter is accepting only a group of frequency components, only a band of frequencies. So that is means how effectively it is accepting, like how effectively it is accepting, wait a minute, how effectively it is accepting the frequency components, that is indicated with the help of the figure of merit. The circuit, whatever the circuit which we are taking, how effectively that circuit is accepting only this band of frequency components and avoiding this part as well as this part, accepting only this part. How effectively it is choosing, it is accepting the frequency components between these two limits. So that is nothing but your figure of merit. I can say that there is a selectivity of the circuit. Selectivity of the circuit. So based on the figure of merit value, the band pass filter is divided into two types. There are two types of band pass filters. One is the wide band pass filter and another one is a narrow band pass filter. What is the use of the figure of merit? Figure of merit is choosing how effectively the circuit is accepting the a band of frequencies and suppressing the other band of frequencies. So that is indicated with the help of the figure of merit, which is also called as a quality factor or the Q factor. Okay, which is also the figure of merit value is also called as a quality factor or the Q factor. So, what is the intention of the figure of merit or the quality factor? It is indicating the effectiveness in selecting the band of frequencies. So, based on the Q factor value, there are two types of band pass filters. One is the wide band pass filter, another one is the narrow band pass filter. So, the wide band pass filter, if the Q value of a band pass filter circuit, is less than 10, then it is called as a wide band pass filter. Whatever the band pass filter we are having, it is called as a wide band pass filter. If the Q value of the band pass filter, is greater than 10, then the band pass filter is called as a narrow band pass filter. Okay. If the Q value of the band pass filter is less than 10, then I can comment that band pass filter is a wide band pass filter. If the Q value of that particular band pass filter is greater than 10, then that filter is called as a narrow band pass filter. Now the question is, how exactly we can calculate the Q factor of a particular band pass filter? That is done with the help of this equation. Q is equals to the Fc by bandwidth. What exactly the Fc? Fc is nothing but the center frequency. Okay, Fc is nothing but the center frequency. If you want to realize that one, I can say that this is a means we are having the band of frequencies now from here to here. It is the accepting one. Okay, now it is a pass band. Okay, this one is a stop band and this one is a stop band, but this one is the pass band. So the center frequency of this particular pass band is called as a Fc. The center frequency of this particular pass band is called as a Fc, and bandwidth is nothing but it is the difference between the low cutoff frequency and the high cutoff frequency. Means here I am assuming it as a FL. This is the first frequency component now, so I am assuming it as a FL. So sorry, I can't show this one as a small one. Subscript like that, I can show this particular L. So what you do is you just take it as a F suffix L only, and this is a FH. Okay, so here FL is the starting point, that is the low cutoff frequency, and FH is the high cutoff frequency of the band pass filter. Low cutoff frequency and the high cutoff frequencies of the band pass filter. The difference between these two frequency components, the difference means FH minus FL. The difference between these two components indicating the bandwidth of this particular filter. So here Q equals to the Fc by bandwidth is nothing but it is the difference between the high cutoff frequency and the low cutoff frequency of the band pass filter. So Fc is nothing but the center frequency. Okay, now center frequency in the pass band gain. Now, how we can calculate numerically the Fc value is nothing but we can calculate the numerical value for the Fc using the formula. Fc is equals to the square root of Fh into Fl. Fc is nothing but the center frequency of the filter. Fh is nothing but the high cutoff frequency of the band pass filter. Sorry. In both cases, I just took the cut and paste. So FH is nothing but the high cutoff frequency of the band pass filter, and FL is nothing but the low cutoff frequency of the band pass filter. So I'm sorry, it should be the low cutoff frequency. FL is here you should have the FL, and FL is the low cutoff frequency of the band pass filter. So using this particular formula, Fc is equals to the square root of Fh into Fl, we can calculate the center frequency of your band pass filter. Wait a minute, time is exceeded, right? Center frequency of the band pass filter, right? Okay, so this is the classification. There are two types of band pass filters. One is the wide band pass filter, another one is a narrow band pass filter. Wide band pass filter and another one is a narrow band pass filter. Okay, let us go for the wide band pass filter. Wide band pass filter. So as we have seen in the previous diagram, it is a combination of the high pass filter and the low pass filter. First, which filter we are supposed to choose means, as per the diagram, we are having the wide band pass filter response. Now we are having the low cutoff frequency and the high cutoff frequency. Which one is giving the low cutoff frequency? High pass filter is giving the low cutoff frequency. Which one is giving the high cutoff frequency? Low pass filter is giving the high cutoff frequency. So that's why this is the low pass filter. This is the high pass filter. This particular part is a high pass filter. So means output of the high pass filter is connected as an input to the low pass filter, and input to the high pass filter is nothing but the input signal frequency. Whatever the input signal we are interested to apply, that input signal is connected over here. Again, I missed out this particular plus Vin by Vin. So here we are supposed to have plus Vin plus minus Vn. This is the input signal. It is an input signal with some frequency, and it is acting as a high pass filter. Output of the high pass filter is applied as an input to the low pass filter. So finally we are getting the what is that band pass filter response. Okay, so band pass filter is nothing but it is a combination of the high pass filter and the low pass filter, or simply I can say that the high pass filter band pass filter is nothing but high pass filter followed by the low pass filter, or high pass and low pass filters are cascaded in such a way that they will give the band pass filter response. So why we are saying cascaded in such a way, that word means whatever the high pass filter we are taking, whatever the high pass filter and low pass filter, that we are taking the first order high pass and low pass filters in constructing the band pass filter. The condition is that, as I told you that the condition. So we have taken the high pass filter and we have taken the low pass filter. What kind of high pass filter and low pass filter we are supposed to choose? So obviously we are having the cutoff frequency now. Cutoff frequency for for what? For the high pass filter we have the low cutoff frequency, and for the low pass filter we have the high cutoff frequency. So whatever the filters we are choosing in constructing the band pass filter, we are supposed to choose the high pass filter low cutoff frequency. We are supposed to choose the high pass filter in such a way that the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter should be less than the high cutoff frequency of the low pass filter. Then only we can get the band pass filter. Okay, so whatever the high pass filter, so as we have the down, this is the high pass filter and this one is a low pass filter. Whatever the high pass and low pass filters we are choosing in constructing the band pass filter, the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter should be, means we should choose the high pass filter in such a way that whose low cutoff frequency or whose cutoff frequency less than the cutoff frequency of the low pass filter. Whose cutoff frequency is less than the cutoff frequency of the low pass filter. And they should be connected like this. Like what? The output of the high pass filter should be applied as an input to the low pass filter. So this entire circuit diagram is acting as a band pass filter. Whether it is a wide band or narrow band, it is a wide band pass filter. This circuit is a wide band pass filter. Okay. So with the numerical value, how we can differentiate that whether the filter is a wide band pass filter or the low band pass filter? That is done with the help of the quality factor or the figure of merit, which is a Q. If the Q is less than 10, that band pass filter is called as a wide band pass filter. If the Q is greater than 10, then that filter is called as a narrow band pass filter. So this is the circuit diagram for the wide band pass filter. This is the circuit diagram for the wide band pass filter. Right? Okay. Yeah, my tongue is a little bit thicker one. Okay. Now let us see how we can calculate the voltage gain for this particular band pass filter. So voltage gain is nothing but sigma. When you are taking one circuit, let me go back to this for explanation. The gain of this filter is nothing but, the gain of the band pass filter is nothing but, let us suppose I am assuming the gain of the let us suppose I am assuming the gain of this particular high pass filter as a Z1. It is with respect to the control system. Means in terms of the control system, it is very easy to realize. the gain of this particular filter is a Z1. So for simplicity, what I'll do is I'll tell you this. I'll write the Z1 over here. I'll take the green color, and this one is a Z1. Z1. Okay. So the next is a, I'm assuming gain of the second, what is it? Gain of the low pass filter is a Z2. They are connected in using which manner? They are connected in the cascaded manner. So if I am assuming the high pass filter, as a one block, and I am assuming low pass filter is a another block. Okay. So here I am assuming it as a some input we are applying to this particular block. Two blocks are cascaded. This one is called as a cascading connection. Is nothing but if one of the if the output of the first block is given as an input to the next block, then I can say that these two blocks are connected in the cascaded manner. Now the gain of the circuit, which is constructed using the cascade connection. The gain of the circuit which is constructed using the cascading connection is nothing but the product of the individual gains of the individual gains. The product of the individual gains means these two blocks are cascaded connection. These two blocks are connected using the cascaded manner. So now this entire thing becomes what? One block. This entire thing becomes a one block. Now the gain of this entire thing block, the complete block, is nothing but it is a product of the individual gains. The product of the individual gains of that particular blocks which are connected in the cascaded manner. Means the total gain, I can simply write that V naught by V in. Okay, now V naught by V in is equals to the Z1 into Z2. Okay, now when two blocks are connected in the cascaded manner in the control system, the gain of the entire circuit is nothing but the product of the individual gains which are participating in the circuit connection. Okay, now. So means now the formula is voltage gain of the band pass filter is nothing but product of the gain of the first order high pass filter, first order low pass filter. Based on that concept, we are having the first is a high pass filter. Based on that, this one is a gain of the. I am simply taking. Previously, we calculated the gain of the first order high pass filter and first order low pass filter. So this is the gain of the first order high pass filter. This is the gain of the first order low pass filter. Both are getting multiplied. After multiplication, you will get the AF, right? AF. I am simply removing this AF into AF is nothing but the AF square. Removing that one with the AFT, which is nothing but the total pass band gain. And F by FL is as usual. It is the square root of product of this term into product of the second term. So this is the gain of your band pass filter. That too, it is a wide band pass filter. Gain of the band pass filter. That too, it is a wide band pass filter. Remember, when two blocks are connected using the cascaded manner, or when two blocks are connected in cascaded manner, the gain of that block, circuit, the complete circuit, is called as a the gain of that particular circuit is nothing but it is the product of the individual gains which are participated in the cascaded connection. It is the product of the individual gains which are participated in the individual connection. So which are participated in the connections. Okay, don't get confused. So gain of a particular circuit which is constructed in the cascaded connection, using the cascaded connection, the gain is nothing but it is a product of the individual gains. That's it, the products of the individual gains. Okay. So now this is the final gain of your wide band pass filter. So for this particular one, we are having the high pass, low pass. Now the frequency response, that is a graphical representation of this particular wide band frequency, is nothing but this one. So as I told you that when the input signal frequency is less than the low cutoff frequency of the high pass filter, then it is acting as a stop band. Means the frequency component from here to here are not accepted. and the frequency component. The frequency component after the high cutoff frequency of the low pass filter are not accepted. Now which one is accepted? The frequency components between the FL and FH. FL and FH is accepted. So that's why it is called as a pass band. Okay. Now, one is a stop band, another stop band, and it is a pass band. And we know that the cutoff frequencies are calculated by using one formula called as a at what point the reduction or increment of forward gain, that is nothing but the AF, is there 1 by root 2 times. At what point the increment or the decrement of the pass band gain is 1 by root 2 times. From there we are drawing one perpendicular line to calculate the low cutoff frequency and to calculate the high cutoff frequency. So simply I can say that it is a what is the graphical response of this particular wide band pass filter. Graphical response of this particular wide band pass filter. Okay. So this is about the wide band pass filter. In the next class we will see narrow band pass filter as well as the band stop filters, and the rest of the filters what we are having, and we will see in the next class. If you are having any queries regarding this particular topic like first order high pass and first order high pass filter, second order high pass filter, and the band pass filters, so let me know in the comment section. Okay, thank you.